1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
I'll say goodbye.
Mr. Fomby, you can sit. You can sit. There he is. You're up here with us. Y'all can sit out there. You can walk up here. Me and Shay and you, Bussy.
Good.
It's down.
Oh, Presell.
Yes, yes. Behind the curtain.
Yes, he's
Hello.
Good, young lady.
Good.
I appreciate you coming and all you're doing with hurricanes. Thank you. I hope you didn't mind my saying how talented you are. You can entertain us sometime.
That's okay.
Okay. But you are talented.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And you got a pretty nice mom too. But you're the good one. You're the good one. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. I will sit right here for now.
Good evening and welcome to class night. We want to extend a special welcome to our honored guests, which is our graduates for 2021. Welcome seniors. You look very good tonight and we're excited to be here to celebrate you. We also want to extend a special welcome to our honored guest. We have our Alumni Association. We have many alumni and special guests with us tonight. We have Dr. Warren Mackey with us. Dr. Steve Highlander with us tonight. We want to extend a welcome to them, faculty and staff that are here. And last but not least, to the parents and family members that are here. A lot of work goes into getting to an evening like this, and you play no small part. So we want to extend a special welcome to you tonight. We've come together to celebrate the accomplishments of these fine young people that you see sitting on the floor tonight. They've worked hard. It's, as we all can attest, been an unusual year for us, but they have persevered, and we're here tonight to recognize not just their triumphs in completion of high school, but in the honors and the awards and the scholarships that are going to be presented tonight. That's going to indicate just a small representation of the work they put in and the honors that they have received and truly deserved. So we're looking forward to this evening, and we just ask that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening, and enjoy seeing the accomplishments of the fine young people that make up Central High School. And again, welcome and congratulations to the class of 2021. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Purple Pounder alumni. I'm Major David Spencer, retired, U.S. Army, First for Freedom Battalion, Junior ROTC here at Central High School. I hope you got a chance to see us in the parade we just did the other day. It was the 72nd year. We didn't get to do it last year, but we're trying to hold that tradition of always being involved in the parade, helping out in our community and be kind of the forefront. And that's what we push for all the cadets here at the Junior ROTC at Central High School. First off, I just want to kind of introduce this cadet. She was our battalion commander this year. She did an outstanding job, did it all 4 years from school year 2017, her freshman year, to 2021 this school year. Many things I could say about, I'll just go ahead and say she's just a hard worker, dedicated, very thorough, not a micromanager, but detail-oriented. That's probably a good way to say it. But hard work ethic, and I'm sure she's going to succeed and do great things and represent the school in many ways when she leaves here. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Delana Velasco.
I have been asked to present the Annie Mae Shelton English Award. The English department would like to honor Grayson Catlett for consistently outstanding work through 4 years of honors English courses and language arts electives. We hope that your mastery of language and literature is both an aid and a comfort on your college journey. So would Grayson come forward?
First of all, congratulations to the class of 2021. I'm Sean Seals, and I'm here to present the Dorothy Stone Social Studies Department Award. Dorothy Stone was a phenomenal teacher who taught at Central High School for 43 years at both the Dodds Avenue and this Highway 58 location. Ms. Stone and tonight's recipient share a love of learning about the world around them. Ms. Stone was always pushing her students toward greater success, and the student who has earned this award will definitely continue to move forward and make a lot of history in their own right. I need to tell you one thing about the person getting our department's award. A week ago, this student sent me an email thanking me for being their teacher and said it would be hard to make history without a historian. I replied to the email and said, "You'll have no trouble because you're already an historian." The Dorothy Stone Social Studies Department Award goes to Grayson Catlett.
My name is Catherine Latham, and I have the honor of being the choral director and the piano teacher at Central High School. And every year we honor the outstanding choral student, and as you notice, it is named the Judy Rich Choral Music Award because Judy Rich was the choral teacher here for over 40 years. In fact, I still get stopped in the grocery store and they say, "Are you the person that replaced Judy Rich?" And I'm actually the third person since. So she had a rich legacy here, and we are excited about the choral department continuing that legacy. The student that I'm going to honor tonight has been a part of the choral department for 3 years. She was also a band student in her time here at Central. She's been in ROTC. She is very active in her school, but most of all, she loves music. And it's so exciting to see her when she sings because it's just joy on her face. She recently participated in our talent show, and she is a true leader in our choir. She provides energy for our choir that sometimes we need that. And I'm excited to share with you that our outstanding choral student is Megan Blaise. Megan has already been presented her plaque at our recent choral and band concert, but we wanted to make sure you saw her.
Each year, the math department honors one senior who has demonstrated a talent and passion in their study of mathematics. This year's recipient has demonstrated not only true skill in the content, but a genuine curiosity to understand the intricate details. It is with great pride the math department would like to congratulate this year's winner, Grayson Catlett.
Good afternoon. I'm Gary Fomby of the Science Department, and I have the honor of recognizing our top science student for the last 4 years here at Central High School. First of all, I want to say congratulations to all the parents. I want you to know that I know exactly what it takes to get a student here tonight and to be a recipient of what's going on. So thank you so much for what you do for us and sending us the best that you have. It is not often that you get a student that meets all of the criteria. Outstanding in every way, and excellence and commitment to the study of science, being accurate, and also being an overachiever. Usually, the overachievers are the people that are a little less grace on the excellent end, but overachieve and to overcome it. Here's a guy that is excellent in everything that he does. His future is so bright that I should have on shades just to present this award. Grayson Catlett.
Good evening, everybody. I am not going to present an award to Grayson Catlett tonight. But if I had him as a student, I'm sure we would have had a great experience together. I teach in the Career and Technical Education Department, and when I nominated this student for the award, my peers within the department were very, very quick to say yes, of course, he's the guy. This semester, I probably had, I don't know, 38, 40 assignments or so over the course of the semester. And no kidding, he got like 39 100s, and I think he might have missed a question on one test. I mean, that's how special this young man is. So, it was my honor to have him in the class, and I'll probably use some of his work as examples for next year when I teach of what right looks like. But he was that good. So, on behalf of Central High School and the Career and Technical Education Department, in recognition of academic excellence, effort, and dedication, I would like to present this award to Colby Adams.
I've been asked to present the Art Department Award, and this art student is an amazing talent. I am so honored to have taught her the past 2 years, and I look forward to hearing about her future success and the creative projects she will accomplish. The top senior award for advanced arts is awarded to Alexis Archibald.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Urch, and I'm the Director of Bands at Central High School. And it is my distinct privilege to introduce you all to 3 very talented musicians tonight. So to start off, I will be first recognizing our Instrumental Department Award winner. This young man is an insanely talented musician. Makes me just a little bit jealous every time I get to hear him play. Has represented Central High School extremely well, being part of many local honor bands, representing us at East Tennessee Honor Bands and spending several seasons as a member of the Chattanooga Symphony and Opera Youth Orchestra. The 2021 Instrumental Department Award winner is Mr. Kenyon McCurley. Next is the John Philip Sousa Award. This student has been an absolute pleasure to have in my bands the last 2 years. He has participated in marching band 2 years I've been here, concert band 2 years I've been here, and jazz band just 1. And then marching band served as a phenomenal leader, as well as my drum major during this past year. Has also represented Central High School insanely well with local honor bands, and collaborated with students from Ottawa High School to create a brass quintet that performed in the greater Chattanooga area. It's my distinct pleasure to award the 2021 John Philip Sousa Award to Mr. Tristan Teague. Okay, last one from me, then a little break, and then I'm back. And if you look at your program, you know what I'm talking. Finally, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. This student is generally one of the highlights of my day when he walks in the room. Has been a part of the marching band for the last 2 years, the jazz band the last 2 years, and the concert band the last 2 years, and I can truly say without a doubt in my mind, he is the foundation of those groups. He knows what I mean. In jazz band, this student constantly embraced the idea of yes and when studying improvisation. He always took the ideas and ran with it. Sometimes a little too far, but once we reined it back in, hey, we made it work. So for this year, I'm proud to present the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award this year to Mr. Alex White.
In the late 1890s, George W. Ox was mayor of Chattanooga and chairman of the Board of Education. An award is presented in the Chattanooga Public High Schools to a graduating senior who has demonstrated outstanding qualities of citizenship during their high school years. This outstanding senior will also have books in his or her name in honor in the Central High School Library. This year, it is my privilege to present the award in memory of Mayor George W. Ox to Ms. Morgan Watts.
Good evening. My name is Buffy Hogue. I am current president of the Alumni Association, and I'm here tonight to present the induction of our latest members of our Distinguished Hall of Fame. We're going to start the evening with James J.B. Collins, class of 1935. Now keep in mind that I did say 1935. You'll understand here in a minute. J.B. Collins was only a C average student at Central, but he was given an opportunity to attend college, and he took it really seriously and became valedictorian of his class. He returned to Chattanooga and immediately went to work for what was then the Chattanooga News Free Press as a reporter. He covered the City Hall beat. There's now a conference room in City Hall named for him. He also covered what has become to be known as the Athens War of 1946. It seems that the returning GIs from World War II took on the local political machine, and J.B. got to be a witness that night. He spent part of the night in a jail cell for taking pictures of the ballot box being stuffed. He also got to witness the snake handlers right up the road here in Dolly Pond, and has written a short pamphlet about that. He had a very long career, only retiring a few years ago from news. And Mr. Collins, though he's not with us here this evening, will celebrate his 104th birthday in September. Will a representative of the family please step? Yes. This photo will be hung in the lobby of the school. I'll do another one, and then we'll take a break from me running my mouth and get back to the real heroes tonight. The Honorable David Copeland, class of 1948. He served 24 years in our state legislature. During this time, he proposed a balanced budget for Tennessee's budget every year. It's still known as the Copeland cap, and we can thank him for keeping our taxes low and making Tennessee such a desirable place to live. He was also a square dance caller, and while a member of his children's PTA, he actually sang and performed in plays. My family actually knew Mr. Copeland, and my father always had lots of nice things to say about him. Unfortunately, we lost Mr. Copeland in 2019, but tonight we honor him forever, part of Central.
Y'all are really gonna get tired of me. I'm gonna present the 3 Campbell family scholarships. The first one, Jacob Campbell. Jacob Campbell was an outstanding musician band member here at Central High School, and his family likes to honor outstanding band students. So the recipient of the Jacob Campbell Scholarship this year is Miss Melanie Russo. Kimberly Campbell was a 1995 Central High School graduate. She was a member of the National Honor Society and the Y Teens Club. I know most of y'all these days don't know what the Y Teens are, but it was a really popular club back then. After graduating, Kimberly became a prominent businesswoman in the Chattanooga area. In keeping with the outgoing character and the interest in business, it is my honor to award the Kimberly Campbell Scholarship to Miss Alexis Kennedy. Robert H. Campbell was a 1990 Central High School graduate. He was well known during his time at Central and was loved for his outgoing personality. After graduating, Rob was attending Texas Christian University on a full ROTC scholarship and was tragically killed in 1991 at the age of 18 while trying to keep an armed robber from escaping a convenience store. At his funeral, everyone remembered Rob as an outgoing, enthusiastic, and witty student. He was one who would stop and help anyone he met that needed assistance. With these characteristics in mind, it is my honor to award the Robert H. Campbell Scholarship to Miss Delana Nolasco.
Good evening. My name is Wendy Fairbanks Linus, and I'm presenting the Fairbanks Harvey Memorial Scholarship. My mother, Carolyn Gillum Fairbanks, was a proud Central graduate, and she graduated in 1953. When she passed away in 2009, our family decided to establish a scholarship in her memory. Sadly, when my brother-in-law passed away, Mark Harvey, in 2019, we added his name to our scholarship. And we've been giving a scholarship since 2010, and I'm here to say our family has been so impressed with the Central seniors. We give a scholarship to a Red Bank senior and a Central. The rest of our family graduated from Red Bank. And the Central seniors just amaze us. So parents, you should be so proud. Teachers, they're just amazing. Our family this year is very happy to announce that the 2021 Fairbanks Harvey Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Riley Martin.
My turn again. Every year, the family of Bud Knowles awards a Central High School student a scholarship in remembrance of their loving husband, father, and grandfather. Bud Knowles, he was a very prominent figure in the Harrison and Chattanooga communities. This year's recipient is a very outgoing student here at Central. It is my honor to present the Bud Knowles Scholarship to Miss Ashley Smith. Every year, the Harrison Ruatan Club awards a scholarship to an outstanding senior at Central High School. This year's recipient is just that, an outstanding student. It is my honor to present the Harrison Ruatan Scholarship to Mr. Blaise Catlett. Every year, the Harrison Ruatan Club awards a scholarship to an outstanding Central High School student who is a member of the Central Ruatan Club. It is my honor to present the Central Ruatan Scholarship to Miss Deja Hawkins. Sarah Nell Davis Smith was a 1955 graduate of Central High School. During her time at Central, she was very involved in many activities and clubs. It is my honor to present the Sarah Nell Smith Scholarship to Miss Erin Bell.
Good evening again. I'm James Walker. I'm representing D9 Ooltewah Harrison Education Foundation. First of all, I see a couple of teachers, Mr. Farmby, Mr. Seals. I know there's so many up here. I know what y'all meant to my kids, and I know it's still the same up here. You know, you guys are awesome. Central staff has been amazing for years and years. D9, it is a grassroots organization that was started by a couple of mad moms. Ooltewah Elementary School was built and opened in 2014. They were touring the school, and they had these great art classrooms, and the moms were like, that is going to be so great. We can't wait to use that. And they said, we're not going to open that up when we open the rest of the school because we don't have what we need to open that up. And you could tell that story about 1,000 different rooms and classes and things that we have to kind of juggle to make things work. But these moms got fired up, started an organization. We're a complete volunteered board. Coach Highlander served on the board with us, Mr. Highlander. And it's just folks that got together with some corporate sponsors, wrote grants, did all types of things. We started out by sowing seeds in the elementary schools in District 9. Then we were able to do a few things in the middle schools. And then this is our third year, giving a $1,500 scholarship to Ooltewah and to Central High School. I didn't mean to say Ooltewah that loud. We love you guys over there, whichever way you are. But, and we're committed to investing in those high schools in District 9 long after we're gone. So if you see something that says D9 Strong or D9, and that stands for District 9, which is our district, Ooltewah Harrison Education Foundation, click on it, look at it, see what we do. We have some great community members trying to do good things without going and beating the school board down or the county commission down and saying, give us these things. They've worked together as a community like it should be. So we have a community scholarship based on the things that the students do in the community, volunteer organizations and things like that. and I am so honored. Our first year we had Preston 4, we had Kayla Winnook last year, and our 2021 Community Scholarship recipient goes to our new Miss Central, Ashley Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Coach Larry with Chattanooga Chaos Softball Organization, and this is Miss Sandra Smith. We here today to present the Zoe Nash Softball Scholarship Award. Excuse me for a second. Zoe Nash was a member of Chaos Organization until November 17, 2017, when she lost her life in the Woodmore bus crash on bus 366 at the age of 9. Zoe Nash Scholarship Fund was established in her memory. The recipient of this award must currently be a member of the organization with no behavior issues, maintain a 3.5 GPA or higher, and is a leader on and off the field. The 2021 recipient will receive a $500 scholarship award from Chattanooga Chaos Softball Organization, and is renewable for 4 years. This year, winner is Jemiah Parker.
The Daughters of the American Revolution present an award to an outstanding senior who exhibits the following characteristics: honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism. It is my honor to present this year's DAR Youth Citizenship Award to Miss Morgan Watts. The Daughters of the American Revolution also present an award to an outstanding student who exhibits a great knowledge and work ethic in the area of American history. Although this recipient could not be with us tonight, I still wanted to honor him. This year's recipient for the outstanding work in American history is Mr. Bassam Farrow.
I've asked Catherine Latham to present the Charlene Fry induction. There is a correction in the program. She's class of 1954, not class of 60.
It is my honor to introduce to you Mrs. Charlene Harris Fry, class of 1954, as one of the 2020 Distinguished Hall of Fame recipients, being recognized finally in 2021. My husband and I moved to Chattanooga in 1995, not knowing a single person in the area. We moved here due to my husband's new job. As a music teacher, one of the first organizations I joined was the Chattanooga Music Teachers Association. At the first meeting I attended, I met Charlene Fry. Mrs. Fry immediately introduced herself to me, and we realized we were both living in the Harrison area. And Mrs. Fry, from that day on, has been both a mentor and a friend to me, both in my professional and personal life. She continues to be an encouragement to me and others in all areas. Mrs. Fry has made great contributions to the Chattanooga community, both in the arts, through charitable organizations, and through civic organizations. While at Central High School, Charlene Harris was Miss Central 1954. Her then beau, who later became her husband, Admiral Vance Fry, was Mr. Central the same year. I love telling this story. Mr. and Miss Central 1954 have been married for quite a number of years now. Mrs. Fry, while at Central, was the senior torchbearer, president of the Girls Tri-High Y, secretary of the Senate, vice president of the Glee Club, which now we call choir, a senior class officer, a senior personality, the student body pianist, the ROTC Colonel sponsor, member of the band and the orchestra, feature editor of the Champion, a 3-year honor student, Colonel sponsor of the ROTC, member of the Homecoming Court, member of the May Day Court, and business manager of the Central Digest. I'm not sure when she slept. Charlene graduated from Bob Jones University in Greenville, South Carolina in 1958 with a Bachelor of Science in Music Education with proficiencies in not one but 3 instruments, piano, voice, and flute, with a minor in English. She taught music and English at the new Lookout Valley Junior High School from 1958 to 1960. This was indeed a new school, and so she began the choral department, the instrumental department. She conducted band camps. She taught general music to all the students once a week. She even wrote the school alma mater. After school, she also taught private piano lessons. In 1960, she married Admiral Vance Fry. Mrs. Fry continues to teach piano and voice lessons and has done so since college graduation in 1958. She is a national certified teacher of music and has been so for over 50 years. I could go on and on about the awards that her students have received because she is such an outstanding music teacher herself. She is a member of so many music organizations, including the National Federation of Music Clubs, the Chattanooga Music Teachers Association, the Chattanooga Music Club. She has been president of many organizations in the area as well. She was considered Music Teacher of the Year in 1986 and 1999 by the Chattanooga Music Teachers Association. She has received numerous awards, but one of those that is most special is a Chattanooga Woman of Distinction in 2005, which is an amazing award. Her and the Admiral, as we like to call him, support so many charities in our area. You will find them supporting many organizations, and we are very thankful for that. She's been a church organist for over 30 years. She's retired from that position at Concord Baptist. One thing that I really want to share with you, though, how they support the fine arts for students. And you will notice that they support 2 fine arts scholarships at Central that will be awarded later. They also support fine arts scholarships for other organizations such as the Chattanooga Music Club and the Chattanooga Music Teachers Association. Recently, Mr. and Ms. Fry championed a cause that is near and dear to my heart, and this is one reason not only are they my friends, but they have been a champion of music here at Central High School. We recently had the goal to add a piano lab, and if you don't know what that is, it's a room full of digital electronic pianos. The students are allowed to learn how to play piano during the day because they can all study at the same time because they use headphones. And I had a goal that we would have that at our school. And I shared that with Mr. I, and he was encouraging me to see if we could find the money to do it. We could do it. It'd be great, because it would be quite expensive. I shared that desire with the Frys one night, and soon after they called and said that they would like to be a matching donor for that program. So they were the lead donors in that program. And within a year, we were able to raise over $45,000 to have that started in our school this fall, even through a pandemic. So that is just an amazing support. Mrs. Fry continues to be a woman who exemplifies service, not only to her church, her community, her friends, and her family, while continuing to show outstanding character. Through all of this, Ms. Fry is an excellent reflection of Central High School and is an outstanding representative of the Central alumni. Ms. Charlene Harris Fry.
As one who views and reflects on the happenings in life, several of those seem to be thought of often. All of great importance, yet not necessarily in this order, are the receiving of my salvation through Jesus Christ by way of instruction from my parents, my most memorable 3 years at Central High School, when perhaps I enjoyed the best of things and the most fun, when all the world seemed right. My college graduation being the springboard for a marvelous and most satisfying career in music, the marriage of my incredible, almost perfect husband of almost 61 years. Of course, I was 6 when I married. The birth of our 3 more than wonderful children, Vance Jr., who we called Van, Melody, and Randall Edward, Randy, who is here this evening from Atlanta. Thank you for being here, Ran. Another event I think of often, continuing, our daughter's fairy tale wedding to our loved son-in-law, Scott. The coming of our 3 grandchildren, Harrison John, I call Precious Lamb, and he's only 20. Connor James is my honey bear. He's 17 now. And Faith Isabel, Ladybug. She's 14. She's our China doll from China. Ours from 1 year old, but who was and has been always in our hearts. Another, the very much appreciated opportunities given me through my husband's career of military and patriotism, locally and travel around the world. It would not have been except for him. This evening marks a most exciting event in my life, and one of which I am most appreciative, deeply honored, and greatly humbled. With all my heart, from the deepest of my heart, I wish to thank you for the wonderful gift of being named a distinguished alumni of Chattanooga Central High School. I am overwhelmed by this honor bestowed on me. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the Central High Alumni Association for this selection, and to my dear sweet friend, associate, and cherished colleague, Ms. Catherine Latham, for her nomination, for which I am grateful with much love. Thank you, Catherine. And thank you to my most supportive family, those present and those living away. May God bless each and every one of you present here tonight, And as my husband and I always say, may God bless America. Thank you.
The next alumni who we would like to induct into the Hall of Fame is Mr. Benny Hamill, class of 1960. His wife, Marty, lives in Washington State and could not be with us, but, well, Wally, are you here? There she is, okay. Benny Hamill was a concert organist, classical extraordinaire. He actually began his career at age 16 while still at Central. He played locally and nationally and was already well known before he was 18 years old. He graduated from UTC with a degree in music and immediately went on the road, traveling worldwide, playing the organ. We have recently acquired 2 of his vinyl albums to be placed in the Central Library. I listened to a little bit of one of them and it's mind-blowing, the keyboard level and the emotion that you can hear. Sadly, Mr. Hamill passed away in 2011 after having a stroke a few years before and finally pneumonia. But this evening, we welcome him into our Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caitlin Buchanan. I'm an admissions counselor at UTC, and it is my greatest honor to award the following students a merit-based scholarship to UTC. The first being our mock scholarship. The first recipient is Bassam Falah, and I was told that he unfortunately could not be here tonight. But the next mock scholarship goes to Zoe Green. The next mock scholarship goes to Destiny Smith. We're awarding the Provost Scholarship to Ashley Smith. And last but certainly not least, the Chancellor Scholarship goes to Riley Martin. Congratulations to all of the recipients of the scholarships, and congratulations to all the seniors, and go Mocs!
I would like to present two of our outstanding students with scholarship awards from Chattanooga State. Miss Karen Castillo is receiving the Academic Service Scholarship. And Miss Ashley Lackey is receiving the Empowerment Grant. Now I would like to present one of our fine seniors who has been a member of the JROTC all of her years at Central with a 4-year ROTC scholarship, which she will be able to use while attending Carson Newman, Miss Morgan Kreitz. MTSU awards their Presidential Scholarship to students who have applied and been accepted to MTSU and have achieved at least a 3.5 GPA and at least a 25 on their ACT. I am honored to present the MTSU Presidential Scholarship to Mr. Bryson Eddy.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Donovan Armour. I'm the Central High School recruiter with the Tennessee Army National Guard. I cannot express how excited I am to be here to recognize 4 seniors, not because they're graduating only, but because they will no longer be my headache anymore. These 4 kids, I've grown to love them over the last year, but they have stressed me out so much. But they showed me a lot how much I need to develop as a leader, how much I need to develop as a person, and I'm very proud of them. So I'm gonna call them up individually. First is gonna be, let's go with Logan Beatty. So Logan enlisted in February of last year as a junior, 17 years old. This kid right here, unlimited potential. His hair is always great, his attitude is always great. We had some hiccups when we first enlisted, but it's okay. He enlisted as an 88 Mike. He's gonna go on to receive a 100% tuition for his bachelor's degree for 120 credits in his first 2 years of his master's degree. That's a new benefit that the Tennessee Army National Guard offers to the Tennessee Strong Act. So 6 years of education, it took me like 9 years to calculate that math. It comes up to $91,000. This is actually my first award show being there. I never got awards in high school. So, but the next kid I'd like to recognize is gonna be, let's go with Josh Bowles. And look at his boots when he comes up. He has great boots on all the time. Josh Bowles as well. He was actually my very first enlistment when I first came to recruiting. This kid scored the highest on the AFL out of my whole group. Another kid actually came back from basic training telling me about this one kid at basic training that did something very, very hilarious. And then I asked him what the kid's name was, and lo and behold, it was my baby. So I'm proud of him though, but I mean, he enlisted to be an 88 Mike as well. And his goal is to go to UTC or that was a goal. Okay, UTK. But regardless, ROTC commission going to do great things. So proud of you. The same exact thing. He's going to get 100% tuition to any in-state college, university, trade school in Tennessee, and 2 years of his master's degree. Next, I want to recognize Megan Blaise. Megan is my shower of the group. Unlimited potential. I tell her all the time. She enlisted for some reason. She was weird and different. She waited until everybody else left and then said, "Hey, I want to go." So, but Megan is overcoming things every day. Is fighting and get ready to go to basic training this summer. The other guys, they actually went to basic training last year, so they pretty much lost all they didn't get to have a hot girl summer last year. They were in basic training, but she's going to basic training this year. She's going to be fine. She's going to believe in herself because we're going to keep fighting. This is her brother. They're going to do great things. He's been working with her. So Same exact thing, same benefits, 100% tuition for first 120. Listen, 120 credits. They don't fail a class. 120 credits. All right, and then my last one is Deandre Roberts, who this kid. Come on up, Deandre. Come on. I'm proud of Deandre. Deandre actually came to me at 16 years old. We actually had to wait until his 17th birthday before we can enlist. Deandre is a very, very analytical, very strong personality. I swear, I was like, man, a drill sergeant's gonna hit you when you go to training because you can't see it. Can you pull your mask down quick? He has that all day long, no matter what. I think last drill weekend we did in the RSP program, we did a very extensive workout. Deandre smiles, he's a leader. All four of these guys, I know my wife told me to be nice about these guys, but I really do mean it. They're great. They're gonna be great leaders. All of them have a plan, stick to the plan. And, y'all make me proud because I waited a little. I didn't do it in high school. I got into some trouble first. And then I joined the military, so I'm proud of you. This is a check that typically we give one to each person, but there's 4 of y'all, so we all gonna take a picture with this check for $91,000. That's a lot of money for college guys. That's a lot. So we're gonna go.
Gosh, Stacy, you and me and Grayson are gonna have so much stage time, we might have to put together a road show. James A. Shouptree, class of 1960. He was the bass player for the Cumberland Trio. You probably, you're going, wow, I've heard of them. I know that name. If you watched Hootenanny in the mid-60s, you definitely remember them. Unfortunately, Mr. Shouptree passed away in 2015, but he had a career not only as a musician, but also as an executive with a major printing company here in town. The name Shouptree means a lot to Central High School. His older brother, Hubert, is also a member of the Distinguished Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2017. We are adding a CD of music to the Central Library collection of his music, and it will be available for you to check out. Will the Shouptree family still? Shouptree. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Let's see if I can mess up one more name here. Dr. Doug Williams, class of 1977. He's a professor of economics and also vice president of finance and operations at the University of the South, Sewanee. He is a living wage advocate, which ought to make all of us very happy. Dr. Williams is here with us tonight. I'd like to have him come up.
It's good to see some familiar faces in the room. And just hopefully I don't miss anyone. But Jerry Summers, who's very active in the Alumni Association. Jerry and I are both alums of both of Central and the University of the South. So he's a good association to have. And there's also in the room two very important people who I'll actually mention in just a few minutes. But Coach Steve Highlander and Coach John Crawford, both who were wrestling coaches, my wrestling coaches, and who had a big influence on my life. I'm really grateful, very flattered to receive this honor. I would not be here except for the many teachers and important adult mentors I had at Central High School and also had in college. I chose to become a college professor mainly because of the impact these teachers had on me, on my own development in life. And I wanted to be able to have that same impact on young people. My mentors here at Central saw potential, they encouraged me, they challenged me, and I'm so grateful for what they gave me. And I just want to mention some of those names. So I mentioned John Crawford and Steve Highlander. I noticed, I did a little tour of the Distinguished Hall of Fame before coming in here, and there were actually 4 people on that in the hall that are actually on my list. So Stan Farmer, who was principal of Central High, Betsy Lee, who was an important math teacher to me, Marjorie Ogle, English teacher, Dorothy Stone, there was an award earlier to her name, she was my history teacher. Also just want to mention Sarah Ferris, who was the Central Digest advisor, Kate Gerbitz, who was an English teacher, and Priscilla Stone, who was a senior play sponsor. You're going to, sort of award winners here, the class of 2021, you're going to get a lot of advice over the next few days, and you've already gotten a bit of advice. I think I've got less than 5 minutes, so I'm going to keep mine brief, but I'm still going to take the opportunity. I'm going to give you my top 10 in reverse order in the style of David Letterman. Now, most of you, class of 21, have no clue who David Letterman is, so just ask your parents. They will know who David Letterman is. So here's a list of things that I have practiced and also things that I wish I'd practiced more. So don't claim to have really followed through with all these, but they're sort of principles that I try to live my life by. So number 10 is show up. I always told my children 98% of life is showing up. Number 9, take chances. You don't get anywhere if you don't take chances. 8, challenge and stretch yourself. You can do more than you think you can. Number 7, when you get knocked down, and you will, get up quickly. Life is short. Number 6, don't be afraid to change directions, but don't change too soon. Number 5, keep friends close and make family central. 4, and this is a line from a Leanne Womack country song, never lose your sense of wonder. Number 3, don't take yourself too seriously. I've got a little more to say about that in a moment. 2, practice gratitude. And number 1, practice empathy. So before I leave you, I just want to relate a true story to Central High School. So when I was a sophomore at Central, I stood in this very gymnasium in the event that you had earlier this morning, Senior Day. So back then, each class president took to the podium on Senior Day and delivered a brief canned speech to the seniors. I say canned because it was a speech actually composed by a faculty member, probably an English teacher, and I'm guessing the same speech was used year after year. So I, as the tux-clad sophomore class president, stood here in this very place, facing a crowd very similar to what's here today. And when my time came to speak, I rose, walked to the podium, and then the unimaginable happened. My mind went completely blank. I could not remember a single line. A dreadful silence fell over the entire gymnasium. That silence lasted for what seemed like an eternity. And then I experienced a moment of grace. For reasons outside of my control, and for reasons I still don't understand, I laughed. And in response, the crowd laughed back. In that moment of shared laughter, that dark shadow which was hovering over the gymnasium receded. Through the grace of that moment, operating through some shared laughter, my memory returned, and I gave my speech. So what did I sort of take from the story? One, don't take yourself too seriously. It's good to have standards. It's good to hold yourself accountable. But fear of failure, which is really what stage fright's all about, and severe self-judgment don't help. In fact, they do the opposite. They get in the way of success. So you are going to make mistakes. When you do, find the humor. Learn to laugh at yourself. The second takeaway for me is that empathy connects us. So through that return laughter in that gymnasium, the crowd was expressing empathy. They felt my pain, they felt my awkwardness, and they were pulling for me. And it was their empathy that pulled me through. So congratulations to all you award winners, class of 2021. It's clear you've been doing great things, have a lot of potential. Wish you the best of luck the next big stage of your life's journey. And thanks so much for this award.
Hello again. Coming up in my position as the Vice President of the Alumni Association. And we know there's a lot of awards and a lot of things that we've got going up here. But what I want to ask everybody in here, look at the names of these awards. We won't have time to go into 1,000 minutes of explanation for every one of them. But at some point in time, a family, a friend, a parent wanted to honor a family member. And it's so important to them. And I'm always going to ask you to, when you get the chance and you get that extra change in your pocket, we want you to repay these. You might get to repay it 20 times over so that students here long after all of us are gone will be able to benefit from that. But if you don't have anything else, take the time to learn these names, especially whoever wins these awards. You need to know who these are and be able to honor those former Pounders and families forever and ever. I get to start off with the Luther Massengo Scholarship Award. So much to talk about Luther, radio legend, TV legend in Chattanooga. But one of the most interesting things about Luther was he was the only documented broadcaster in the country and probably in the world that was on the radio with Pearl Harbor attacks and on the radio when 9/11 happened back in 2001. So that just shows the longevity of his career commitment. We found some old videos in the past of him being a reporter here in Central, down on first generation Central, down on Dodds Avenue. It was black and white and didn't have any sound on it. But Luther was Chattanooga, but he also was Chattanooga Central. And this year's Luther Massengo Scholarship Award goes to Alex White.
COVID slows you down sometime, and it did slow me down for a couple of weeks, but nothing would keep me from being here tonight. The graduate of a class of 60. I got a $300 scholarship to MTSU because I wanted to teach. So now you see what we as alumni are working hard to raise money. Ramos Scholarship. He went to school with my sister. They graduated in 1955. Ray was an All-American football player, played baseball at Central High School, but he also played at the University of Tennessee. I'm not sure what position, I should know that. But he was founder of the Golden Gallon. You drink milk. It's not called Golden Gallon today, I don't think. But Ray was an entrepreneur, and he died in a plane crash, and it cut his life very short. But the person that's receiving the Ramos Scholarship reminds me of the stories about Ray, who was an entrepreneur. I think this person is an entrepreneur. Educational goals are hard to keep up with, but they want to maintain their academic skills and to work hard if I go to college. So I'm counting on this person later now, because this was filled out in March. They know that they're going to college. I want my educational goal to be passionate about learning, ready to take risks, persevere, be able to problem solve and think critically, have moral courage, and most importantly, be a lifelong learner. That's awesome. All my educational goals and career goals, and this just hit me here, were inspired by my parents. Students, don't ever forget that, because your parents started you and helped you to get to Central High School. But they do landscaping, they want to play football, want to go into engineering, and I thought this was important. I think people like to talk about themselves. So it's important for you to ask questions about people instead of centering on yourself. So this person is interested in being an automotive technician, and it's my honor to present the Ramos Scholarship to Nicholas Burris.
Excuse me, I'm not studying being a welder. I just wear this. Hi, Penny. Good to see you. Every generation has its heroes. My generation's biggest hero was probably Stan Farmer. He came to Central in 1947 as a coach. He stayed here until 1978 when he left as principal. He would help thousands of individuals in every way, the military. He was a survivor of Iwo Jima. Spent 17 days, he told me, in a foxhole. He was an inspiration to everyone. ROTC, military, football, sports. He was Mr. Central. And it's a privilege for me to be able to speak to him every year. And I kind of get a little emotional, but I'm going to control it this year, I hope. But about 20 years ago, I want to say something. These first 12 scholarships here were created by a few dedicated alumnus, and the money that was raised has grown, but it is also spent every year, part of those, not all of it. But I'm saying to you that if you decide you want to give some charitable contributions to a charity this year, those are all endowed at the Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga. The idea is to keep the money permanent so that next year's class, and for 10 or 20 years from now, there will be someone to get the benefit of these 12 scholarships. In regard to Coach Stan Farmer, also, I thought enough of him that I wrote a book, but it doesn't mention me except a picture in there when I weighed 155 pounds. But basically, this book is in the library. If you want to read, he was a great man. He was a man who advocated change. He was a man that he was here when the first African-American players and students came. And he was a strong supporter in believing the advancement. This book is in the library. If you want to make a donation, a charitable donation, send it to the Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga in one of these 12 scholarships, and you'll be helping the future of Central. That's my commercial. It's my privilege this year, and I'm going to have more trouble than you pronouncing truck driving back here, but Andronique Moore is a Stan Farmer Scholarship winner.
Dr. Williams, where are you? Okay, I just want to say, when I was parking tonight, I decided to back into the parking place, and I parked next to Dr. Williams. I didn't realize who that was, and I got out of my car, and I said, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I don't back up like I used to. So he left, and I thought, I'll straighten this car up. So I got back in my car and parked again. It's worse. Don't hit me when you go out. Okay, I'm presenting the John Holden Scholarship. Johnny Holden graduated from Central High School in 1959. He is an extremely successful businessman in Tennessee and southeastern states. However, in high school, he was voted most talented. He is an outstanding musician, singer, plays musical instruments. He is a proud supporter of the Alumni Association and all Central High School activities. He founded Pioneer Credit, or Pioneer Marine Group as it is known now. I'm very honored to present this scholarship in his name. I wish he were here tonight. The recipient of this scholarship has a GPA of 3.474. Very involved in the community. Junior ROTC at Harrison Bay, Upward Bound Cleanup through the Junior ROTC, a fish fry at his church, Christian Baptist. He participated in the blood drive and toy drive through Junior ROTC. He received a Central Academic Award, Cadet of the Month in 2020. He is on the Honor Roll, Tiger Roll, and ACT 21 Club. I was very impressed with his essay, and I picked just a few statements from this essay to share with you tonight. The first is, I play the alto saxophone in the Central High School Jazz and Concert Band. He says, I am a giant nerd when it comes down to comic books. I also really enjoy creating things hands-on. I make things digitally in this application called Blender, and I'm here to tell you it is not the blender that I know. He says, I want to major in biochemical engineering, minor in human services, so I can become a hybrid between biochemical engineering and a chiropractor. I've always wanted to be able to design a new robotic arm like the one the Winter Soldier has. After I obtain my master's in biochemical engineering, I want to also go all the way to a doctorate degree. This is my favorite sentence. I have the drive to take this scholarship and just run with it. He says, I can't wait to hear from your association in the coming weeks. The weeks are here. I'm proud to present this scholarship to Deandre Roberts.
My name is Eddie Test, and I'm going to be presenting an award on behalf of Coach Gordon Smith. He was quite a, exemplary character of the math classes that he taught. And you can check this out, he had math teams at Big Baylor and Macaulay and GPS. The three academic giants, supposedly. This goes back quite a few years, in the late 60s, so you can check this out. But Coach Smith was a great mathematician, and I had the pleasure of coming back after graduation from UT and coaching and teaching at Central. And so I knew him quite well. So the person that's going to be the recipient of this award is getting it from a person that was very, very well thought of at Central. The person has a GPA of 3.8. I don't know if I could get that in a whole year, but this is quite an achievement. And so I know that she's going to do very well. Her grades will show you that. That's Alexis Kennedy.
I'm Barney Ottinger, class of 1960. I'm here to present the EB Red Etter Scholarship. It's presented with a preference to students who want to go to UTK in Knoxville. He was a teacher and a coach at Central for 27 years. He's the winningest coach in our region with 327 wins in football. He's also among the all-time winningest coaches in the state of Tennessee. 7 football state championships, 2 baseball state championships, also coached boxing, track, wrestling, taught applied mathematics. And the last thing I read just before I came, he played in the softball leagues around the area. And from what I understand, he was a feared pitcher. So he's put Central on the map in the Southeast as a power in football. The recipient of this award graduated with honors in English, math, and science. Wants to be a web or software engineer and plans to attend the University of Tennessee. It's my honor to present this award to Jacob Eddy.
Good evening again. As principal of Central High School, it's my honor to stand in a line of honored folks that have served in this position. As we begin our 114th year this coming fall, there have been 12 individuals, including myself, that have served as principal of this fine school. And each year, the Alumni Association Scholarship Committee makes a selection of the student that will receive the principal's scholarship. This scholarship goes to a student that demonstrates excellence in the classroom, in the hallways, in the community, and just represents what Central High School stands for. And as we like to say today, that model school of excellence. This year's Principal's Scholarship Award goes to Mr. Riley Martin.
I am here to present the Spirit of Central High School Scholarship Award. This scholarship was created in honor of two gentlemen, Mr. Ed Hoback, who was a 1959 graduate of Central High School, and Connie Hay, who was not a graduate of Central High School, but his two children were graduates, and his sweet wife, Naomi, is here tonight, somewhere, Naomi. I know this is an important night for you. Unfortunately, Connie passed away in 2019, and I am one of only many who will miss hugs from Connie Hay forever. He was the best hugger. Both Ed Hoback and Connie Hay were instrumental in connecting and reconnecting Central High School alumni, and we appreciate them for that. The winner of the Spirit of Central Scholarship has a GPA of 3.630. She is a cheerleader. She received the Biology Academic Award, the U.S. Academic Achievement Award. She's in the Beta Club. She volunteered at the Alumni Golf Tournament. She participated in the blood drive, assisted with the Little Pounders during the summer, and worked at Walmart and Champs Sports. A few lines from her essay. She says, I started making honor roll every semester in 9th and 10th grade. However, after a while I thought to myself, that wouldn't be good enough anymore. I need to shoot for star roll. I finished my 11th grade with a 4.0. As I continue to grow, I want to attend college to major in nursing and get my bachelor's degree to be a registered nurse. From a registered nurse, I want to move to be a pediatrician. The winner of the Spirit of Central Scholarship is Saria Spears.
I'm John Crawford, and graduated in the class of '68. And it was my privilege to be able to teach and coach here from 1976 to 2008. And Doug, good to see you, Doug. Coach Farmer was one of my coaches, and to be quite frankly and honest, he is the person that is responsible for me to getting an education. Simply because of what he did for me, I just wanted to pass it forward to other students, to other people. So this award that I'm presenting tonight is presented in the name of Mayor of Chattanooga, Robert Kirk Walker, who served as mayor from 1971 to 75. He graduated from Central in 1944 and was Mr. Central, and he also became a lawyer. So this scholarship is going to someone who is majoring in either pre-law, political science, or civics. And this year's recipient is Jamaz Richardson.
Skylar Woodward and Tanner Salinas, you here? Come on, if you're here. I am County Commissioner Warren Mackey. I love Highway 58, and I especially love Central. I look at the people that I have met and interacted with. 58 is really blessed. Central is blessed. 23 years ago, my son, wonderful kid, he died in a car wreck. 17, he started getting letters from colleges when he was 10th grade. The kids here at Central were so nice, so wonderful towards my family, to where we said we'd do something for the kids at Central. And our goal was to raise $100,000. It took us 6 years. We raised $129,000. And from that day to this, we've been able to make at least an award to Central students. This year, Skylar Woodward and Tanner Salinas, they are going to be the recipients. And you know, Jerry Summers, he got me started with Central. I followed him as president of the Alumni Association, but Central has some wonderful people. Connie Hay. Every school needs a Connie Hay. I see James Walker, a phenomenal future of this whole community, and he works hard. Thank you for what you do. But there's so many Bobby Dunn, and it's because of the work of people like that. We don't get all of that craziness that happens in other parts of the city. We keep people busy. And so I'm going to make this award, but I gotta ask Tanner. In 20 years, when you come back to Central, what are you going to be able to say to your classmates?
I've had a great 4 years.
Thank you. Congratulations. Skylar, please. Now, in 20 years, when you come back and you see your classmates, what will your classmates, when they look at you and they look at the life you have lived, what will your life say to them?
Go Central.
It's me again. Summers Family Scholarship Awards honor the whole Summers family, but yeah, I'd be remiss if we didn't say, and Jerry always tends to kind of sneak out the back because he doesn't like us talking about him. If you don't hear anything else, that guy's a true Purple Pounder. He has been one of the greatest folks to bridge first generation Central with second generation Central. We don't say old school and new school. It's hard to believe this is a new school, 52, 53 years old, but just a phenomenal person in our community. And I was over in Middle Tennessee. I worked for the lottery. I was in Middle Tennessee one day, and a state rep came through there, and we ran into each other and started talking about Central High School. And he immediately said, "Jerry Summers, you know Jerry Summers?" And he did. I think Jerry represented him in some case back in the day or whatever, but very well known. Take my word for it. But like I said earlier, look these names up, the history of this school, and know what they mean. He graduated years ago and still wants to give back. You know, don't get up and just leave the school. I see my buddy Brandon sitting there. He's doing the same thing, coming back and giving back. And I can say that about all of them, but just it means something. And he told me not to talk too much about him or the scholarship award, but so I won't. But we have two winners of the Summers Family Scholarship this year because they are very generous, and wanted to give out two. The first one goes to Christina Appling. And the second Summers Family Scholarship Award goes to Maggie Bo Souter.
Good evening. I am honored to present the Central Teacher Scholarship to a very deserving Central senior tonight. The Central Teacher Scholarship is awarded to a Central senior who plans to attend college to pursue a career in education. This year's recipient has shown leadership skills as a member of the cheer squad and throughout her hours of community service. She plans to attend Austin Peay to pursue a bachelor's and master's degree in elementary education. She knows the impact great teachers have in their students' lives, and she aspires to impact more students' lives as a teacher. This year's Central Teacher Scholarship recipient is Miss Erin Bell.
Many years ago, as a sophomore at Chattanooga Central High School, Dodds Avenue, a young 10th grader became a part of the school band, the orchestra, the glee club, which is the choir, and loved being a part of that. This young girl began to think about, even at that time, she would like to consider being a music educator and as a career. Knowing at that time that this was only a possibility for various reasons of that present time, including finances, that only perhaps this might come about, although her wonderful parents planned as best they could. She conferred with her music instructor, Mr. Kenneth John, and the process began to take shape gradually. As you may have surmised, that young girl was I. And for lack of time and detail, but as they say, the rest is history, I was able to attain that goal, for which I am most thankful. My husband and I, Admiral Vance Fry, my high school sweetheart, well, one of them, my classmate and my Mr. Central, we have been so blessed and most fortunate that we have been able to support organizations, Christian charities, groups, and people where God has directed us to do so. We are so honored and privileged to present 2 fine arts scholarships yearly of $1,000 each. One to a graduating senior who plans to continue in music or music education, and to the other who plans to continue in college the visual arts. We are delighted to present the Music Award to an outstanding musician passionate about music, who has been a 4-year member of the band and ensembles. This student plans to attend Lee University as a music education major and to ultimately attain the doctorate of musical arts. An excellent tuba player and a fine student in piano class in the new piano lab. And I was able to see him in person, spring concert, not in person, but on the computer screen in person. This young gentleman is William Alexander White. The recipient of the Fine Arts Visual Scholarship is an excellent artist, an outstanding student, and an incredible attitude and disposition person. Currently an AP art student and a very hard worker who plans to become an art major at UTC. We have been privileged to view her artwork through the computer recently. Miss Alexis Archbold. Thank you.
My name is Eddie Gillett. When I was in 3rd grade, I had a best friend that was full of life and had so much ambition. I don't think we actually knew what we wanted to be when we grew up, but it was something like astronauts or cowboys. We actually made a rope swing behind the old Snow Hill school that we attended. We sold tickets for 5 cents during school and then managed to swing during recess and collected our tickets back to sell again the next day, always thinking there would be a next day. We eventually got caught, of course, and got into trouble. Apparently the school didn't approve of us using their equipment to make a little ice cream money. Who knew? I moved away the next year, and we lost contact. We didn't have Xbox Live or cell phones back then. Eventually, I moved back just in time for 8th grade, but we never really reconnected. However, I always considered him a friend, and we would say hi in the hall between classes for the next few years. I never imagined I would show up for school the first week of our sophomore year to hear that a kind, ambitious person that I was always knew to be full of life was no longer with us. Once I had time to process the tragedy, I made it my goal to use it to enhance the best part of my personality, which was to be kind, friendly, and be good to people as a rule. I still to this day preach and teach this to my kids, family, and even the people that I hire at work. I was honored to be asked to present this scholarship award and represent my Central Alumni class of 1988. I've sat through a few of these class nights as I have graduated 3 kids from here now. I always wondered what it would be like to have the honor of being asked to present an award on a night like tonight, so thank you for this opportunity. This award is for showing yourself to be a believer that kindness and being good to people is the way to live your life. Even though people who show it don't expect anything for it, it is nice to be able to reward a few that are deserving. This year's recipient has shown that spirit, and I hope that receiving this small token will always remind them to smile and be good to people. You never know what's going on in someone's life, and a smile and a kind word might be the difference in them having the next day to look forward to. This scholarship award is to honor my friend Jason Presell, who made a huge impact on our class. This year's recipient plans to attend Kennesaw State University and pursue biology and pre-med, then plans to continue at Emory School of Medicine to become an OBGYN. Hopefully they'll be able to spread more of the same. Kayana Nicole Craig.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Farrow, and I'm a Central alum and a recipient of the Jerry Summers Scholarship. I'm here tonight to present the 2021 Brandon Farrow State Farm Scholarship tonight. And this recipient excelled in academics and baseball while here at Central High School. He will be attending UTK in the fall to further his education, and we hope this scholarship helps him do that. The winner of the scholarship goes to Mr. Jeremy Rogers.
Did y'all miss me? I'm standing before you now, not to present the Hall of Fame, but rather to represent my parents. We all can say we wouldn't be here tonight without our parents, and that's true, but in my case, I have to take it a step further. My parents moved from their fully paid for home in Galen Heights, which is on the north end of East Chattanooga, when it was annexed into the city of Chattanooga. They moved to Harrison so that myself, my sister, and brother could attend Chattanooga Central High School and not end up in Brainerd or Tyner. Even though they're good schools, but let's face it, they aren't Central. My father, he lived his life and he taught us the same as Romans chapter 5, verse 3 through 5 exhibits. Basically, it says embrace adversity. And perhaps his favorite get up off your duff and dust it off. His favorite saying was, life is like sweet and sour sauce. And sometimes you're going to have a little sour to know how really sweet it is. Tonight, I would like to present the scholarship to number 3 in the class, the battalion commander, Delana Nolasco.
This is a very, very, very special award being presented tonight. It is the Alumni Student Service Award. And I'm going to go ahead right now and tell you who this award is going to, but I do not want her to come up here until I'm finished because we have some special things. This award is going to Zoe Green because of her 4 years of attendance in person at our alumni meetings and our Zoom meetings, and filling in as a substitute as a recording secretary for our association. Her 4 years volunteering at the alumni golf tournament in various capacities, but excelling on the green for the putting contest, rain or shine. Her 3 years volunteering as a server for the December Welcome Back Luncheon for the previous year's seniors, and always at our Distinguished Hall of Fame and our Distinguished Athletes Hall of Fame events. For representing the Central High School student body concerning how the decisions of the Alumni Association affected them. Her infectious smile, attitude, eagerness, and demeanor always kept our members recharged. She came to that first meeting, a sweet little girl, and leaves us as a lovely, confident young woman. And I am going to take just an extra couple of minutes to read Zoe's article that was in the Central Digest. There's a lesson here for all of us, not just the students. My time here at Central has been somewhere in between the high school musical fabrication and the Mean Girls comedy. Growing up watching those two movies made me think that high school would either be really, really good or really, really bad. The truth is, people don't dance in the hallways, but they don't write burn books either. Actually, it is the happy, moderate between overly joyous and utterly heartbreaking. 4 years ago, I walked into those doors and realized that high school would last forever, but it didn't. It went so fast that I never stopped to smell the roses. I never took the time to actually enjoy my years as a crazy teenager. Since freshman year, I have had to balance having a job and taking honors classes with self-care. It did not always end the best of ways. I never took time to sign up for the classes I thought I would enjoy. I just did them based on what would give me the most credits. For this reason, I was not on the Digest staff until this year. I wish I would have gone into high school with this class on my schedule because it was the most friendship-building and supportive group I have ever been a part of. Most goodbye messages are filled with joyous memories and moments of laughter. This is not going to be like that. My goodbye to Central High is actually to remind us all to live in the moment more. Since third grade, I have been consumed with class ranking. I wanted to prove that I could be at the top, even though I have always had anxiety over testing and work in general. I reached my goal. I got the title of salutatorian. But what was it worth? I can honestly say it felt good for 5 seconds. Then I remembered what I had to forfeit to get here. Don't get me wrong. I urge everyone to try their best in school. However, do your best for yourself, not for a rank. As I'm writing this message, I am saying goodbye to Central High. Goodbye to the thousands of football games I missed to finish work a week early for the same grade everyone else got. Goodbye to all the friendships I burned because I did not have time to even talk to anyone. Goodbye to all the sports I truly did want to try, but knew that I would put them above my school. Goodbye to all of the clubs that I dropped because they interfered with my strict study schedule. Most importantly, goodbye to all the memories I made myself miss out on during high school. For me, I never cherished my time here, and it would be hypocritical to say I did. I really never found a specific friend group. I took in the outsiders until they found a home, with the exception of 2 or 3 people. I never stepped back, I don't want to miss a word here, to make memories with my own class or with anyone for that matter. That is why I'm here to remind everyone of how important it truly is. You have to enjoy every moment that God blesses you with, because one day you will look up and see all the things you could have been. It is not worth your sanity or your joy for a title, ever. As I am leaving this part of life in the past, I want to thank Central High for the craziest times of my life. It has been a bumpy ride, but I am thankful for every moment because it has paved the way for who I truly am today. As I wrap up the ending of something familiar, I am determined to savor every moment of something new. Zoe.
Zoe's first year as a freshman. We told her this photo was going to haunt her. She found a way to make a hole in one. I'm sorry, they make me come up here one more time. The final induction tonight into the Hall of Fame is Mr. Cecil Stokes, class of 1991. He went on to graduate from Carson Newman, and he has already been named a Hall of Famer at Carson Newman also. His life's work is as a producer and director of television and movies, commercials. He sent us a list, but it was really too long to read. Just an all-around great guy. What really impressed me is he is a foster and adoption advocate. He adopted his son, named Boone, who he is raising. They have recently moved to Houston, Texas, so he could not be here tonight. I didn't know if a representative of his family is here. No. Then we will be sending his award to him. And this concludes the induction. We now have 88 members of the Hall of Fame, and we're always looking for more. Thank you.
It's that time of year, and now for the next several weeks across the country, we'll be recognizing salutatorians and valedictorians for their academic accomplishments in high school as they work toward those ranks of number one, number two in their high schools. And oftentimes there are some trade-offs to focus on academics and on your studies to achieve those. But those accomplishments don't go lightly noticed. It is an honor and it is a stellar performance that allows you to be in that position. And tonight we're going to recognize those two individuals for Central High School for the class of 2021. And as you've already heard, our salutatorian this year is Miss Zoe Green. And our valedictorian, who's no stranger to you tonight, either is Mr. Grayson Catlett. It's been an unusual year, but it's been a remarkable evening. Time is uncertain. Life goes quickly. We learned a lesson tonight about cherishing those moments Tonight is one of those evenings. Take a moment to stop and pause and reflect of the goodness and the greatness that's around us and in us. The joy that Central High School brings to so many and will continue to do so. We're proud of this graduating class. They will go on to do great things. Some may be back in this very gym, at this very podium, in a number of years. We do expect great things from you. Take two things with you. If you remember nothing else, remember how we start our morning every morning with a moment of gratefulness. Being grateful for the things that you have in life and the blessings that you have are powerful. Be grateful. And then as you notice on our marquee flashes 24/7, kindness matters. Be kind. There's not enough kindness in the world today. Be kind. Because you are Central graduates. You will be a Central alum in just a few hours. And you carry a legacy and a history with you. We're already proud of you. Continue to make us proud. God bless each of you, your families, and all the class of 2021. If everybody will please stand at this time, we will close. I know it's, if you can get up out of the bleachers after that. We'll have our alma mater. Megan Blaise is going to lead us in that.
What a wonderful school is ours to love, with its ups and its downs and its joys. What a wonderful banner of purple and gold as it flows o'er its girls and boys. What a wonderful school that I love so well, with its wonderful wrap so high. So you've heard of the school that's true.